Hello everyone, I'm Wilsonator, and welcome to the first episode of my Kerbal Space Program series. This is a game that I love, it's so fun. I've got a few mods installed, I'm not sure exactly what. I know I've got MechJeb and Kerbal Engineer, and I just wanted to really just do a series of me trying to get to places. We'll start off with this lovely little moon in the background. The furthest I've ever got and landed is the moon. So we're going to try and get further, and I'll try and record whenever I'm planning on playing it, and it should be fun. So let's start a new game. We're going to do career mode, but I'm going to make it a little bit easier because I'm not very good at the game. I'm just going to give myself a bit extra. Start off with like... Actually, no, we'll start with no science. Should we start with some science and give ourselves a bit of a head start? Because, I mean, those first few... Yeah, we'll start with 100 or so. 90. We'll start with 90 science. Because those first few ones are pretty dull to do. I think we'll still have to do them anyway, but... I'm going to up the science rewards to speed up the game a little bit, because it can be a bit slow at the start, especially. So I'm going to also to balance this out a bit. I'm going to turn off revert flights. Missing crews will not respawn. And yeah, so that means that once we lose a dude, he's dead, or she's dead. If we lose a dudette. Okay, so let us call ourselves Dudes Space Corporation. And should we have a flag? Let's just go with the... Let's just go with the hexagon circle. That looks okay, right? Yeah, let's see what we've got going. So, I mean, I'm gonna maybe explain a little bit what's going on while I'm playing, but probably not gonna do too much explaining. I'll do a little bit, but I'm going to assume that you've seen Kerbal Space Program in the past, because most people have at this point. So let's first of all, let's just get these first few contracts going. Yes, we can only accept 2 of them anyway. You know what, we'll do the science unlock stuff after we just launch our first crappy rocket, and just get these first few contracts sorted. Just going to give it a command pod. There's not really much you can do with this, to be honest. You can just put these same few things on there. Let's go see. Is there any way I can turn down the volume from here? It doesn't look like it. It's a bit loud. Okay, well I'll just have to deal with. Oh yeah, I got this Hull Cam Deluxe mod installed. That's one of the ones I've got. And that just basically allows me to add cameras. Let's just add one on here. Take our first photo from high in the sky, because this thing is not going to make it into space. I don't think you can actually take photos, but you can like look through them while you're flying. Okay, science. That's Kerbal engineering system thingies. Let's just put a couple of these mystery goos. So I haven't played it in quite a while, actually. So this is good, because it means I'm gonna probably be relearning a few things as I play. So this is Kerbal Engineer. This is very, very useful. It tells me whether this will actually be able to fly based on how heavy it is. If this is over 1.0, then it means it will be able to at least take off. And this shows the delta V, which is how much sort of speed you can... like how much speed you can attain with it before you run out of fuel, which is really useful, because it means you're not wasting flights just to see what happens, I guess. Let's call this the bucket, because it looks a bit like a bucket with a pointy hat on its head. Bucket head. Okay, let's save it. And who are we putting in it? Jeb. This looks safe to you? It looks safe to me. I don't want to lose Jeb. Oh yeah, I need to also sort my staging out. Okay, save. Let's launch. Okay, the bucket is here on the crappiest launch pad in history. Can we look through our camera? Oh yeah, look, we can. We can't control this one. This is like the crappiest camera you could possibly get. But it's really nice. You can like do that, and you can. It's really useful for docking later on because you can have a docking camera that you can use to help yourself do it. Why am I throttling up? This is a solid fuel booster. Okay, so we're just gonna. Oh yeah, we should probably also do some mystery goo observation. Yep. Let's do a crew report. Yep. Let's go EVA. Take that data out of there. Get back in. Okay, that's the first few basic things done. And now we're just going to try and launch into the ocean if we can and get a bit of water data from there. And let's go. Oh yeah. Let's do another crew report while we're up in the sky. And let's do another mystery goo. Yep. Get this epic ocean view. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Can't see much. We can see the sun. Okay, and now we're falling back down. Let's just speed up time a little bit, and we'll open the parachute when we get to about 2,000. Yeah, there we go. I don't like to open the parachute too early, otherwise... Oh. I still always panic though when it doesn't feel like it's opening properly. Okay. Let's see our hull cam. Oh yeah, check that out. I'm like turning the craft to turn this. There's no actual way to turn it, I think I was saying before. Can we see the moon? I want to see the moon with it. No. Okay, fine. Let's once we land, that's what we've just done. Let's do another mystery goo. The goo escapes into the water. Okay, let's grab that data. And can we do another crew report from here? Apparently. Alright, there we go. That's that first one. Can you actually do anything with this camera? You know, you can activate and disable it. Alright, let's recover the vessel, and we should have quite a bit of science from that, and we'll be able to get some more contracts. Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Jeb has gained 1 XP. Alright, so we've got these new contracts available, but we're just going to do... Please, Gene Kerman. I'm trying to talk here. Let's escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerbin. I'm terrible at getting into orbit, and I can't afford the mech jeb thing. It's in one of these areas. There's a mech jeb thing that helps you ascend into orbit, so we're going to have a rough start, I think. But since we gave ourselves that extra science at the start, we should be able to give ourselves also a bit of a head start, because these first few parts will basically struggle to get you into orbit. Let's get that. Let's also get survivability, because we need to re-enter the atmosphere. Should we get general rocketry? I think we should get general rocketry. Stability, do we need that? Why the hell not? And what's basic science got on it? It's got booster cam. It's kind of cool. That's got the first mech jib, which is attitude control. We could get into aviation and start making some airplanes, but we're not going... Well, we might make some space planes at some point, but we're mainly looking to get to the moon first, so that wouldn't help us too much. Should we get some of this stuff? No, let's get the advanced rocketry. That's kind of cool, right? And we can't afford anything else yet. Alright, that is fine. We need to upgrade this launch pad. There we go, that'll do. Because by default, it supports so little weight that it's just pointless. We'll upgrade this when we've got enough money to do that. Let's make the bucket Mark II. The bucket Mark II. Okay. So Let's scrap everything below the actual command pod, and we'll start to put it back together again. Let's give ourselves a heat shield, because it's very important. Probably the most important part of a rocket is a heat shield, because otherwise you're not going to survive re-entry. Let's give ourselves some extra chutes just in case the first one doesn't open. I like to do this, but I don't know if it's actually needed, but I'll do it anyway just in case, because with these dudes will not respawn. If we lose one, he's gone and he's not coming back. Should we add a service bay as well? I think we should add a service bay, and we could put some things in here. I think that's what it's for. Like, you can open it. Oh, I've got this cool thing. This mod that scales your parts, which is very, very cool, because it means you can basically create your own parts. But like the fuel to weight ratios and stuff, well, the weight increases based on how big it is. But you can customize your rockets a lot better with this, which is really nice. Let's put some mystery. Could we like scale these? No, you can't. You can't scale all of the parts, so it does make sense. We're gonna put some goo in here, which I think is what it's for, because otherwise they'll probably blow up on the outside. We don't need all this stuff. Alright, let's close the service bay, and we'll attach some fuel to this thing. Let's also just put our second parachutes before. Okay. So while we're in orbit, we probably want to use this Terrier engine, because you know it's a lot nicer for maneuvering around up there. What should we add next? We should probably... Let's add another separator underneath. And then let's add a couple more of these fuel tanks. How many parts am I using so far? Okay, we're just about half. And we're going to add a swivel or a reliant. I think this is more fuel efficient, so we'll go for this, because we can't add too much fuel onto this thing yet. Okay, let's try and add some solid fuel boosters. Let's add these thumpers. These should be more than enough. And we're out of parts. Okay, so I'm gonna... Okay, what I might do is change this up a little bit. So rather than having 4, we'll go with 3. We're just gonna also change this because we want them to sort of fold away from the rocket rather than just detach, and then they might bounce back and hit it, which is not what you want to happen. You want them to fold away from it. So you apply the ejection force at the top of the booster, and then it will detach in a nice sort of flowing way. We also want to make sure that balance... Yeah, is that okay? Like, I'm looking at the bottom here to make sure they're somewhat parallel, or that these radial decouplers are below. Let's just put it as low down on here as we possibly can, and then we can just move it like that. Yeah, because we don't want it to rest the whole rocket's weight on this engine. These ones will balance it out a bit though. Let's put some nose cones on here. How are we doing? 6. Let's put some winglets on the bottom, like so. We can now get 3 more on... Let's put them like... Let's put them here, I guess. This might fail. It probably will. I mean, I'm terrible at this game, but it'll be fun to try it. That should be more than enough, I would say. 5,000 meters a second total. I think that'll be enough. So we fire off these thumpers, then we fire off our decouplers. I'm going to fire off the engines first, and we'll just throttle them down, just so that we can, if these things start screwing up, we can control ourselves a little bit with the swivel engine. And then so we'll detach these, and then once that's out of fuel, we'll detach that. Then we'll start off this engine. Yep, Seems good to me. Okay, let's go. So we want to escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerbin. So when I am trying to orbit... Whoa, it's a bit wobbly. It's a little bit wobbly. So when I'm trying to orbit the planet, I like to go into map view and just sort it out first. Just to get myself in position. So I keep switching between the two. Like so. Okay. Turn on SAS. And we should be ready for blast off. We'll just throttle down, start off the liquid engine. There we go. Look, we can use that to now maneuver ourselves a little bit. And then throttle down. This thing's mainly just going to be used to get us higher up. These first few ones. We'll use the fins as well to turn. How are we doing? Or apoapsis. I thought there was like a thing. Oh, you need to attach like a Kerbal engineer computer to your thing to get like data to show up in the corner that tells you how high you are and whatnot. Alright. And so we are flying up. So now we will detach. And we'll also start to turn. Okay, we should be okay. Let's just... We don't have any sort of RCS stuff to control ourselves, so we have to use this vector on the engine. And let's start to increase our orbit. I'm also just going to go a little bit higher up so that it's more effective. And let's try it from here. We should hopefully have enough fuel to do this. Hopefully. Look at it go. I didn't attach a camera to this one, unfortunately. But we can look around inside. I think you can actually, like... I'm sure there's, like, extra cameras in here that you can use, but I can't remember how to access them. The way you could, like, look at your dude from inside the thing. Like, you got a camera there looking straight on him, but... What have we got? Escape the atmosphere, complete. Gather scientific data. Yep, done that one, done that one. Alright. Let's just go a bit further up. And let's continue our burn from around here. Okay, we're about to run out of fuel. So we'll have to go with this next engine. So detach and boost. What's with all these things here? Looks funny. This should hopefully be enough to get us into orbit. And if not, we can get out and push. Look at it. Looks awesome. While we're boosting, I could also just observe this goo. Nice. Okay, we're almost there. I like to look at these two as they meet on the opposite side of the planet. It looks pretty cool. And here we go. We can start to slow down a bit so we don't overshoot. And yay, we did it! We have successfully orbited Kerbin. Hooray! We did it. So the next part of our cunning plan is to try and land back at the Kerbal Space Center, which I think is around here, right? That's where it is. It's like on this little bit here because those are the mountains you can see. So we would start our descent burn just about there, maybe, and the atmosphere should do the rest. Now, one thing I sort of tend to do, I really should have also checked the second mystery goo as I was coming out, because I don't know if I want to open this service bay while we're re-entering the atmosphere. I like to turn off electric charge when I speed up time, because I can do this with the reaction wheels, but it really, like, if you keep this going while you're speeding up time, you'll waste all of your electric charge, which is really bad. I did that a few times and I got stranded up here. because then you'll have no control at all when you're falling back down. So we'll turn that off, and we're just gonna skip time until we get to. Okay, let's try it from here. Might be a bit early for it or a bit late. I don't know. We'll have to be quick. Okay, so we'll do this, and that looks good. Let's start the descent. Okay. And we may overshoot a little bit. Or might undershoot, but it'd be kind of cool if you could actually like land close to it. Alright. I'm also going to keep this booster on until we are like falling back into the atmosphere. And then I can like use to slow down a little bit more, detach it, and then carefully maneuver away so that we don't explode. Because this thing has fuel in it. Alright. So once we get to around here, we'll start to keep ourselves. I think we're definitely going to overshoot this, or sorry, undershoot it. I think we're going to land. Yeah, like you can see that this is going to come way into here and land inland a bit, I think. So let's try and keep ourselves aligned with our. What do you call this? Like the retrograde vector. So, I mean, we might land close to it. Oh. You know what? I might actually just attach this now. Because it's pretty pointless. Actually, you know what I'm going to try and do? Is I'm going to try and observe this. The goo is getting very cold now, apparently. Alright, close the service bay. Man, we might actually make it. I'm looking at this. Nah, I think we're going to overshoot. I don't know, actually. Like, it's going to suddenly. I can see it. Oh, well, we're off to the side a little bit. But we might come quite close. If I can stick this landing close to the space station, I'll be very impressed with myself. Oh? I think we're gonna hit the ocean, maybe. This is the part where you really slow down though, like you can just look at my speed, it's going way down. Well, good news is we didn't blow up. Now look, we're oh, I don't know. It's very difficult to tell. Just look for our parachutes getting ready to open. I really like that they added this feature. Okay, so we'll open our first parachutes. Because we're coming in quite fast. And those slow us down. Yeah, okay, so this is quite a good spot to land. We landed on the land. We're literally about, what, 300, 400 meters away from the space station? That's quite good, actually. I did not expect to get that close. This is the long part, when you've got two chutes like this, because you're going down very slowly. What I might do is open my other chute, and then cut these ones. Yeah, because you don't need them, right? And we'll just slow down time. Nope, slow down time. I don't know, I don't think it actually does anything wrong, keeping your time sped up, but I always feel like it could. Ah, I didn't do a crew report while I was up there. Damn it. Okay. Let's recover the vessel. We've completed our 2 contracts, and Jeb is still alive.